Hello Internets, and welcome to my live reaction for Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, Chapter 6. When we last left off, we opened with we opened with Toka's cattail disappearing, which is really weird. Then we cut to Sabretooth, where Jalal was in town, telling Sabretooth, along with their new member, Serrano, who has joined Sabretooth after the end of the Alvarez War, to be on the lookout for Toka, but do not come into physical contact with her, at least according to that one commenter on my last video. The manga stream translation didn't really specify physical contact with her, but that might just be a translation thing. And then we cut back to Elmina, where Lucy used a never-before-mentioned Gemini power to transform the entire gang into fish, where they discovered that the human who had been in Elmina the day before was going to be sacrificed to Merkfovia very soon. That's where we left off. Now we're at Chapter 6, Slaying Blade. Our cover page is Jellyfish Wendy crying that she's not a mermaid with the fish magic. Seal the Holy Pentadrakes. The difficulty of the 100 Years Quest is reaching impossible levels. And then we open back right where we left off last week with Natsu, Lucy, and Happy looking on the sacrifice, as she just seems to be asleep. This woman, that crest on her shoulder, it looks like a guild mark, but I've never seen one like it before. And the woman talks. You three. You are humans, are you not? She talks! And Happy's like, I'm a cat, okay? I love all, like, the Happy is a cat and not a human jokes. Like, one of my favorite moments in the original series is when they're talking to Zirconis about, the dragon backstory, and Zirconis is like, I won't tell humans anything. And then Happy's like, I'm a cat. And Zirconis just spills everything. It's one of my favorite scenes. Anyway, back on track. The time fast approaches. I would stand back if I were you. And there's some noise in the little, room they're in. What is that noise? Where is it? And Natsu notices something. This presence. And the woman grins. And Merkfovia appears. Or at least a dragon. Who I'm assuming is Merkfovia. The hell is that? Don't tell me. The water god dragon? Your sacrifice is over here. Coo. Why is she laughing? Then Merkfovia notices her, and she breaks free of her shackles, and starts to stretch. I've been waiting for you, water god dragon. And she, licks her lips. And, slices open the cage. Okay. She just cut this cage in half. Eek! And she, flies up to fight Merkfovia, or I guess swims up. And Merkfovia, releases some kind of, water breath, I imagine. But she dodges it. But, the explosion it causes blows Natsu, Happy, and Lucy away. As the rest of them all, notice it. And Gray asks Kashima, what's that racket? Lord Water God has descended. And the woman and Merkfovia are, still fighting. She's been waiting for the water dragon god, she said. That means she let herself get caught? Hold up. She's... And Natsu, looks at her, weird-ass, very cat-like face. Look at the face she's making! Is this all one of the holy pentadrakes can muster? And Merkfovia, roars at her again. Enough! I shall slay you! And she, floats up with, I guess, beams of some kind of energy coming from her arms. Dragon Slayer secret technique. Another Dragon Slayer? Blade Dragon Sword Dance. Where the fuck was Acnologia on this continent? How is there another Dragon Slayer? Alright, I'm just gonna accept that Acnologia just did not know Giltena existed. But yeah, so she's apparently a Blade Dragon Slayer, which I guess is a thing. And she, cuts Merkfovia up, wow. And everyone just stares on in shock. As, the pieces of Merkfovia, collapse around her. She's a dragon slayer? And how is that water god dragon so easily defeated? You gotta be... And she picks up a piece of Merkfovia, and, opens her mouth wide, and starts eating it? She ate it. This thing was not the water god dragon. That makes more sense. I can't imagine an Acnologia-level dragon would get beat up that easily. I have been duped. Huh? I feel sick. This queasy sensation says it all. I don't suppose, and she looks back at the trio. I don't suppose you lot would help entertain me. And she turns and like looks at the three of them. Lucy, change me back to my normal form. And the woman like flies at them, and Natsu changes back into human form, and they both clash. You receive my blade, yet remain unharmed. I knew it. You smell the same as them. And Natsu yells, Who the hell are you? A dragon slayer. They exist on this continent too? I hear tell that those who were bequeathed their power directly by the dragons are called the first generation. Those who had a lacrima implanted inside them are the second generation. Those who both were bequeathed power by the dragons and had lacrima implanted within them are the third. And in some far-off land, those who were created by magic power alone, from nothing, to serve as magic weapons are the fourth. Wait, what's that? What is that some Dragon Cry things? I've not seen Dragon Cry yet. I still need to see it real bad. But I guess it's some kind of Dragon Cry thing. And Natsu and Lucy glared... Lucy's also back into her human form, by the way. Both glared down the woman. If that is so, we are the fifth generation. Those who ate dragons and took their power. The fifth generation of dragon slayers. The Dragon Eaters. Dragon Eaters? I thought I could gain immense power by eating the holy pentadrakes. But it seems that serpent was not one of them. You eat dragons to become stronger? Not just me. My guild of only dragon eaters, too. The Mage Guild Diabolos. My name is Kyria, the Blade Dragon. These mages eat dragons. Their cold sweats melt away into the waters around them. To be continued. Okay. So that happened. So yeah, I'm guessing fourth generation is a Dragon Cry thing. Again, I've not seen Dragon Cry yet. I guess now that it's becoming important to like the plot, I guess I really need to see it. I'm gonna Google fourth generation and see if that actually comes up with anything. But yeah. So this is a lot happened here. Clicking on this. Anyway, I'll look at that later. That's not important. What's going on with the video? I'm looking at like the picture here and the things being real weird. Hope this did not turn out bad. Anyway, moving on. This chapter was certainly interesting. Have to see where we go from here. But like this was mainly just an introduction to Kyria and Diabolos and the idea of dragon eaters. Which is I think it's a pretty interesting concept. I'm curious to see where it goes from here. For right now, though, I don't know how they're going to get out of this, given that she'd, like, one-shot a dragon, even if it was not actually Mercphobia. Which then begs the question, because Kashima certainly thought it was Mercphobia, right? But then it turned out to be someone else entirely, so maybe it's... Maybe the Almenans, or whatever they're called, aren't actually really aware of what Mercphobia actually is. And then also, who was this serpent the woman that was with Mercphobia in Chapter 3? Or is this someone else? There's a whole lot of mysteries going on around that. But yeah, also, I think this is the first chapter so far we've had with, like, no content on Ishgar, with the Toka plotline. Yeah. So that's kind of interesting, I guess, that, like, that whole plot is not here right now. So I'm getting really distracted right now. But yeah, other than that, this is mostly, most of the chapter was just, like, fighting, you know, whatever. But then it ended with the reveal that there's a new type of dragon slayer around, the fifth generation, that eats dragons. Which, like, that's a thing, I guess. That's certainly a thing. And then the thing that Kyria killed, I'm assuming is not actually a dragon, just because, like, it made her feel queasy, and if it were just a weak dragon, I imagine it would still do something. Though I do wonder, how do they eat dragons? Because the dragons, unless, like I mentioned, Acnologia just completely forgot Giltena existed, you know, there shouldn't be that many dragons around to eat. Unless they also came from 400 years in the past, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Anyway, even if the whole idea of dragon eating is weird, it doesn't feel like it quite meshes with the previously established canon. I do find this chapter itself interesting, and the idea of dragon eating is cool. Even if it kind of requires accepting the Acnologia forgot about a continent, which is kind of weird. But yeah, besides that, not a whole lot to say about this chapter. It's just kind of fighting and more fighting. So I'm gonna leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. And as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye.